They are Ohio's warriors.
I belong here.
Women serving in the Army's most modernized division.
Why couldn't you be a teacher? Why couldn't you be a nurse? I'm like, Mom, I'm a tanker.
ABC6 takes you inside the 3rd Infantry Division in Georgia.
I contribute just as much as any male or man in the military.
Not fancy, just tough.
This is normal to have a family, and it's normal to be a mom, and it's normal to be a mom flying a helicopter in Afghanistan.
She serves 3ID on location with Ohio's women warriors.
Welcome to the 3rd Infantry Division at Fort Stewart. I'm Stacia Nucken. We're about an hour outside Savannah, Georgia, giving you a first-hand look at the ways women warriors from Ohio are serving in the U.S. Army's most modernized division, from tanks to helicopters to mental health. You're going to see how they're serving our country, each one Ohio proud.
First, let's introduce you to the 3rd Infantry Division, the Rock of the Marne, a title and nickname honoring the perseverance of 3rd Division forces against the Germans in World War I along the Marne River. Fort Stewart, home to 3ID, is now the largest Army installation east of the Mississippi. While the focus is on modernization, 3ID is also rooted in history and tradition, with more Medal of Honor recipients than any other division. The motto here? Not fancy, just tough.
As the most modernized division in the Army, it makes sense that women serve in new and innovative ways here. That's certainly the case for the 2nd Armored Brigade Combat Team. Check it out. These are the newest tanks in all of the U.S. Army. Just a few years ago, this area wasn't open for women to serve. Combat Arms opened completely to women in 2016. And one of the armor officers, or tankers as they're called, is one of our own.
Combat Arms.
We're the firepower of the operation. We train in maneuver, firepower, and shooting our targets.
Now open for women to serve and to lead.
There's this concept called the hunter-killer concept. So I'm the hunter, so I'm scanning separately from him, looking for targets, and I can designate him onto what I see. He'll destroy.
2nd Lieutenant Isabel LaPrade, a platoon leader for the 2nd Armored Brigade Combat Team, is breaking new ground with new tanks.
By 2023, we're going to be the most modernized unit in the Army, and just being a part of that right now, having the newest equipment out of the Army and being the first to be able to train on it and get proficient on it, it's an honor to be part of 2nd Brigade.
But before she was a tanker, she was a rocket.
Now tell us where you're from.
I'm from a suburb of Toledo, Ohio, Perrysburg. I went to Perrysburg High School, and I went to Toledo University.
LaPrade says she always knew military service was her calling, even if Mom didn't always see it.
Why couldn't you be a teacher? Why couldn't you be a nurse? I'm like, Mom, I'm a tanker.
She's called a tanker because this is her office, and she's proud to give us a tour of the Army's newest tank.
There's some things are very similar to the last version, but some things are definitely more enhanced.
So this is the next generation.
Yeah, the newest generation. They're really cool.
Something as simple as the color can make a big difference.
So the newest thing, I don't know if you're familiar with tanks, but the old ones used to be a sand color, right, for the desert. So this new darker paint, it reduces our thermal signature. So that alone gives us such an edge.
An edge that makes 2nd Lieutenant LaPrade excited to come to work each day.
People ask me, why'd you choose armor? Why'd you choose tanks? And I sincerely believe it's the best job in the Army. Like, no one else in the world can do this, and I love it. It's such a unique job. And this is my job. Like, how cool is that? My job is tanking.
This is really cool.
I know.
Wow.
She is aware that not everyone is on board with women serving in this capacity.
I've met so many awesome people that embrace it, and I've definitely met some people that did not embrace it yet.
And that can mean a unique responsibility with women now part of this field.
I think there's this kind of this unspoken pressure as a female, because if a male soldier messes up, it's kind of like, that soldier messed up. But then if there's a female soldier that messed up, it's always kind of like that female soldier messed up.
But for now, she's focused on the mission and the awesome capabilities of this new machine.
I know what we're here to do. We're here to master these and go out and serve and do whatever we have to do. And it's really exciting. I know my soldiers are excited about it. Like, this is why I joined.
She wants everyone to see the possibilities and the power in a life of service.
In today's world, there's no more boy job, girl job. It's just a job, and anyone can do it.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. That's also the case for the 3rd Infantry. That first impression for soldiers joining the division happens here at the Marne Reception Center. And a supply specialist who happens to be from Columbus plays a key role in setting the stage for the 3rd ID and the Army as a whole. It's the gateway to the Rock.
We have hundreds of soldiers who come through here on a daily basis.
It's where their assignment begins, learning what life and work will look like with the 3rd Infantry Division.
Onboarding here through the Marne Reception Center for a couple of days, and they go off to their units where they do great things at Fort Stewart.
Overseeing the Marne Reception Center, Staff Sergeant LaShira Thompson Allred.
It's a lot of pressure given that their first impression because it can either make or break your duty station.
Born and raised in Columbus alongside her 5 sisters, this proud Northland High School grad will mark 10 years of military service this November.
It was just something different. I wanted to do something that was bigger than me.
And now, here at the Marne Reception Center, she's part of making sure her fellow Fort Stewart soldiers find their footing in that bigger purpose as well.
We do a patching ceremony. It allows them, it's another first impression that they get to meet division leadership at all levels. And they're greeted by them and they get their patches and they're welcome to the 3rd ID legacy that they have here.
It's a relatively new tradition where soldiers receive their division patch, symbolizing the history of the Marne Division.
They're coming into something that is bigger and better than them, that they can actually grow and be proud of, to be part of 3 ID at Fort Stewart.
So you started in Columbus, and then where did you go?
I went to Fort Bliss, Texas, and then I went to Germany, and then I went to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and then now I'm here.
But no matter where military life takes her, Columbus will always be home.
There's nothing like home. That's my heart. That's home. Always be home. Always be home.
She misses her family in Ohio, but Staff Sergeant Allred has found the place she belongs.
The military is family, so you have to, your left and right are your brothers and your sisters. So to go into a unit and feel like you're at home, you feel like you belong. And everybody wants to feel like they belong somewhere. I belong here.
Coming up, more Buckeye connections at Fort Stewart.
I'm a child of Ohio State. I was literally born in a hospital room overlooking the stadium. My dad's a professor there.
Meet the Ohio State grad breaking stigmas and helping soldiers fight on a developing battlefield.
Being able to serve people in the midst of a disaster or in the midst of combat, you know, our humanity is a part of the puzzle.
Ohio's women warriors serving our country.
Tell us where you're from.
I'm from Columbus, Ohio, born and raised.
And serving up the foundation for all who serve at Fort Stewart.
I'm strong. I can do anything anybody else can do. And I'm gonna do the best at my job.
Plus,
I really had to get to a point in my career where I stopped trying to be one of the guys and I just started being myself.
From Newark, Ohio, to a career spanning the world and breaking barriers.
The thing that I think is so important to me now is that I'm a mom now and I'm a mom to a girl. So it's imperative to me to show her that there really is nowhere that she doesn't belong and nothing that she can't do.
She serves 3 ID on location with Ohio's Women Warriors. Returns after this. You're watching She Serves 3 ID on location with Ohio's Women Warriors at Fort Stewart in Georgia.
One area we don't hear a lot about is the work it takes to feed an entire division like this. Think about the effort it takes to feed the folks around your table. One of our Ohio soldiers has to make sure thousands are fed 3 times a day and mission ready.
Hi, what can I get you today?
It's been said that an army marches on its stomach.
And what else?
So our forces must be well fed.
Have a good day.
That starts here at the Spartan Warrior Restaurant.
These cooks back here, and me included, we cook everything. This is a real place where you get real quality food.
Located on Fort Stewart, this dining facility is open all day, offering soldiers 3 full meals, plus special occasions that may include dignitaries and other top military brass. That's where you'll find specialist Samara Irvin.
I'm a culinary specialist, and that is a cook.
It's a specialty she learned at home.
I'm from Columbus, Ohio. Born and raised.
Some of your favorite memories growing up in Columbus?
The fair. The Ohio State Fair. I feel like everybody likes the fair, and going like the Eastmore and Walnut Ridge rivalry games.
Growing up on the East Side, she stayed busy with sports and activities.
I did sports. I ran track in high school. I did theater, improv, ballet med.
She found the Army when recruiters came to her high school and showed her the possibilities of a military career.
What can I do to better myself and help other people? And kind of travel a little bit in between.
And she's doing that, furthering her education, and her favorite part,
you meet a lot of people, and I love people. I'm a people person.
Which helps when your day starts before the sun comes up.
People come in, hi, how are you? You know, they ready to eat. I'm ready to serve you.
Each meal striking a balance between creativity and logistics in cooking for so many people. She may feed 500 just for breakfast, helping them start the day off right.
Bacon, eggs, pancakes. Who don't like pancakes, you know?
The day's gonna be better with pancakes.
It's gonna be better with pancakes. My job is to make people feel better.
And we all feel better after a good meal. She serves, impacting the quality of life for all her fellow soldiers at Fort Stewart.
I am a soldier first, and a female, a black female at that. I'm strong. I'm strong. I can do anything anybody else can do. And I'm gonna do the best at my job.
As the Army's most modernized division, Fort Stewart is the home of the 3rd Infantry Division, as well as Hunter Army Airfield in the heart of Savannah, Georgia. That's where ABC6 found our Buckeye Connections continue.
Physical health is important in our armed forces, and so is mental health. There's a continued push to break the stigma of soldiers asking for help. One of the leaders in that area is a graduate of The Ohio State University and actually made the decision to join the military while standing in the shoe on a Buckeye football Saturday. She's helping soldiers stand strong in a different kind of battle.
Readiness, resiliency, mental health in the military. No longer a taboo subject, it's a growing focus.
It's about being able to operate in stressful environments, and how do you manage stress and anger and frustration and fear and all the emotions that come up with the realities of our job.
Columbus native and Ohio State grad Captain Lisa DiSilvestro is helping to lead the charge. An Army doctor who serves as the brigade aeromedical psychologist. We caught up with her at the clinic, but this is not where you find her each day.
I'm not just at a clinic, I'm actually with the unit.
She is embedded with her unit.
When they go to the field, I go to the field. When they deploy, I deploy. And so I'm not just a provider, in a stuffy clinic somewhere way away from their unit. I'm in the company with them, I serve with them, I go out with them. And I think that's really important, that shared experience, that shared bond.
Allowing her to build trust and reach fellow soldiers on a different level.
I tell a lot of my patients, you're not a robot. Our humanity is sometimes our greatest strengths, being able to serve people in the midst of a disaster or in the midst of combat. Our humanity is a part of the puzzle.
And Captain DiSilvestro says more and more soldiers are seeing the importance of prioritizing their mental health and asking for help.
We are seeing much greater utilization. We are seeing it for people that just want to prevent problems before they develop. They're starting to notice some patterns and they just want to get ahead of it, which is great because that's a lot easier to work with.
As she serves her country, she proudly displays her pride for her hometown, all of our Columbus teams. But there is something special about her connection to Ohio State.
I'm a child of Ohio State. I was literally born in a hospital room overlooking the stadium. My dad's a professor there.
Memories made through the years, including the game.
It was Ohio State versus Michigan, 1 versus 2. I stormed the field with my dad after we won. We walked and joined the team to sing Carmen, Ohio on the field.
It's also where she made the decision to join the military, standing inside the shoe on an anniversary of 9/11.
We were sitting in the stands and I could see the emotion on the faces around me as they were flashing through pictures of people who had been killed in service. And I heard somebody say that was my student. And for me in that moment, I had never had a personal connection to any kind of military. And in that moment, I knew I was going to serve.
And now she serves in a field that is growing in impact and saving lives, continuing the long-standing tradition of women in our armed forces.
My gender is a strength. And, you know, regardless of what gender expression looks like, I think it can be a strength if it's used in a capacity where it's a good fit.
And no matter where the Army takes her, Captain DeSilvestro carries her Buckeye pride with her wherever she goes.
Just having a sense that no matter where I go, I always have family because there are always Buckeyes.
Coming up, the Black Hawk pilot from Newark, Ohio, blazing a trail.
This is normal to have a family, and it's normal to be a mom, and it's normal to be a mom flying a helicopter in Afghanistan.
And leaving a path for the next generation.
She says, my mommy flies helicopters and she saves people.
The stories continue. She serves 3ID on location with Ohio's women warriors. You're watching She Serves 3ID on location with Ohio's women warriors at Hunter Army Airfield in Savannah, Georgia.
From the ground to the air, Ohio's women warriors are leading the way in the 3rd Infantry Division. They're blazing a trail and leaving a path for more women to serve. That's certainly the case for the pilot you're about to meet. Born and raised in Newark, she now counts this medevac helicopter as her office, and she's ready to see more women flying alongside her.
Black Hawk pilot, mom, Tillman Scholar. Chief Warrant Officer 4 Natasha Ryan is proud to hold all of these titles.
This is our HH-60 Mike.
The medevac version of the Black Hawk. CW4 Ryan gives us a tour.
Then we move around to the back here. This old girl has external fuel system on it, so this will hold, this is not a bomb. It's actually a fuel cell.
This helicopter becomes a flying trauma center, transporting wounded soldiers.
They're working with very little illumination, a lot of noise, a lot of vibration, and just trying to imagine them like feeling for a pulse with all of that going on, listening to an airway and trying to hear.
What's it like to fly one of these?
Initially overwhelming. When the first time that I got into a Black Hawk, I felt like I'm never going to get this. There's a button or a switch anywhere that they could have put one. But time, repetition, experience, and a lot of great mentors, you get it down. And this mission is, I think, far and away the best job in the Army.
She joined the National Guard as a way to supplement her soccer scholarship.
I went on my first deployment to Bosnia, and I was really hooked after that.
Now on active duty, she is deployed to Kuwait, Pakistan, Korea, and Afghanistan twice. Her service has taken her around the world and all over the United States. But there's only one place she calls home, Newark, Ohio.
Everyone there incredibly supportive of the military. I remember coming home from one of my deployments and had a police escort from the airport. That's awesome. It was great. And the pizza shop had my name on it.
Growing up in Newark gave her the foundation for a strong sense of self, which is exactly what she needs as she continues to advance in this male-dominated profession.
I really had to get to a point in my career where I stopped trying to be one of the guys and I just started being myself and just saying, this is who I am, and we really kind of just need to accept each other. This is normal to have a family, and it's normal to be a mom, and it's normal to be a mom flying a helicopter in Afghanistan.
And that's a lesson she wants to pass on.
The thing that I think is so important to me now is that I'm a mom now, and I'm a mom to a girl. So it's imperative to me to show her that there really is nowhere that she doesn't belong and nothing that she can't do.
Her daughter knows mom is exceptional.
She says, my mommy flies helicopters and she saves people. Having my daughter say that is probably the biggest accolade that I could get.
She serves, blazing a trail and leaving a path for the next generation, while honoring the women who came before, who had to fight for every opportunity.
So we had to fight for the opportunity to get to serve. We had to fight for the opportunity to get to serve in elite units. We had to fight for the opportunity to get to fly in combat.
And that fight continues for the women who serve.
I think just normalizing who we are and what we do There's no holds barred, and we just need to be accepting of each other. There's room for everybody.
Coming up, more views of the many ways she serves. 3ID, on location with Ohio's women warriors. A quiet walkway on Fort Stewart serves as a powerful reminder of the bravery and sacrifices of soldiers with the 3rd Infantry Division. Each crepe myrtle tree planted in remembrance of a fallen warrior who served during Operations Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom. The first tree was dedicated in 2003. There are now 469 trees. Next to this place of reverence is Cottrell Field. Soldiers march here before leaving for battle. And this is where they are greeted when they return home. This is where warriors walk.
On behalf of everyone at ABC6, we want to thank the 3rd Infantry Division for the opportunity to see and experience the dedication and passion for service our soldiers from Ohio bring to their work on behalf of our country every single day. We have so much to be proud of with our women warriors. ABC6 is dedicated to highlighting their stories and experiences and the many ways she serves.
Women have been serving since the beginning of our history. This is not a new concept. We're finally realizing all the different ways that women can be a part of it, and it's not just in a certain capacity or in a certain corner of service, but it's really robust and all over.
We're doing great things. We're right there with the men, so we're definitely doing our thing.
The things that women are able to do in the military weren't handed to us. We had to fight a lot of times to get the opportunity to do these things. So we had to fight for the opportunity to get to serve. We had to fight for the opportunity to get to serve in elite units. We had to fight for the opportunity to get to fly in combat.
If I'm going to do something, I'm doing it.
I just remember being a little girl and always wanted to join. There was never something else I wanted to do.
I am a soldier first, and a black female at that, and I contribute just as much as any male or man in the military.
You don't have to be the fastest or the strongest or the smartest. As long as you're willing to put in the effort to learn, you can do whatever you want.
A lot of people think that women are not the obvious choice for the military, and in many ways I would argue that's not the case. My gender is a strength.
When you say something like she serves, there's so much more to it than that. There's a lot of struggle that's embodied there, and there's even more perseverance that is embodied in that statement.
It feels very empowering.
I belong here.
I'm strong. I can do anything anybody else can do, and I'm gonna do the best at my job.
In today's world, there's no more boy job, girl job. It's just a job, and anyone can do it.